So a few months ago, I did a video on my favorite Parker style G2 refills. I went with the Schmidt EasyFlow as my favorite of the batch. And now I want to do a follow-up video about my favorite Parker Jotter refills. Yes, the Parker Jotter uses a G2 style refill, but this is an affordable everyday carry pen that a lot of people are using under a lot of different circumstances, not just sitting down writing on fancy paper at their desk. So I wasn't sure that the EasyFlow was always the best pen. For example, the EasyFlow won't really write that well on like a glossy material, for example. Anyway, just wanted to get into some of the options and talk through my favorites. So for like everyday carry and versatile use, the Parker QuickFlow, this is the cartridge that comes with the pen with the Jotter, is actually really quite good. It's like an old school ballpoint pen, which means it uses an ink that's based on oil. So it actually works really well. It doesn't write that great on normal paper. It has a lot of resistance, but if you're buying this sort of pen and you like the resistance, then that's something to keep in mind. Next up, we have the Parker Gel. For general writing, I actually prefer the gel refill over the QuickFlow, but I don't really like it for EDC use, so I'll toss it for now. Moving along, we have a Monteverdi Super Broad. It's a little bit expensive, and it's a really big tip. I think it's a 1.4 millimeter. And what it does is it gives you this really big, really soft writing. And I like this one, but I don't love it. I think it's a good quality, but it doesn't have a lot of feedback, and it is like very large, so it kind of makes me feel like a child when I'm writing with it. Schmidt EasyFlow 9000, again, fantastic cartridge just for general writing, affordability. This is my favorite, but it's not great under all circumstances, and I've been hearing more and more complaints about this thing being kind of unreliable over time and not lasting that long. And it's enough that while I haven't experienced it myself, I've been taking them more seriously. So we won't put it in the running for now, even though I do very much recommend it. We have the Itoya Aqua Roller, and this is a needle tip. It's the only needle tip we'll feature here. Plastic body, hybrid ink. I think it works well, better than I expected. Good for day-to-day use. Definitely not my favorite for EDC use. Then we have the Rotring. This is the Rotring standard 1.0 millimeter ballpoint refill. It's not fun to write with. It is reliable and it lasts forever, but I really don't like this cartridge. I would skip this one entirely. Take it out of all my Rotrings. Then we have one of my favorites, which is the Visconti Smart Touch. This is really a pleasure to write with. I think it has a really great color, and maybe I didn't do it justice with my handwriting, but this is a really great refill. And while there are on the expensive side and they're not that easy to find, I really do like this one, so I'll keep this one in the running. Lastly, we have the Fisher Space Pen. Obviously, this is the pressurized cartridge from Fisher. It comes with this little converter, so it can fit in a G2 cartridge. And this thing is like kind of an EDC no-brainer. They last for a long time. They're pretty pleasant to write with, better than I remember them being. And they write under any circumstances, underwater, anything like that, inverted. So definitely keep this one in the running since it's just so reliable and so versatile. One that I don't have yet is the Jetstream SXR 600-7, and that is a Jetstream refill that actually has a metal body and is in a G2 or Parker G2 style. I have ordered some of them, and they're stuck in customs or something like that. But you got to get them from Japan for now, so sorry not to have that one. We'll review them when they come out, or they're more readily available, or if they even show up. So top picks are QuickFlow, comes with a pen, reliable, essentially free. Visconti Smart Touch, this is probably the best writer overall, just as far as how it feels to do the writing and the feedback and stuff like that. And then the Fisher, most versatile. So I just wanted to do a little bit of writing with each and then tell everyone my favorite, and then you could pick your own favorite. But you have three really good options right now. So right now we have the QuickFlow. No complaints with that. Does the job. Requires some pressure to write. You know, it's a very standard ballpoint, but you also, for that trade-off, you get a lot of versatility with what you're writing on. Now we have the, I'm losing it, the Smart Touch. Smart Touch has a much nicer color to me. It really does stand out more. It's a kind of a bolder blue. It's got better definition in the lines, if you ask me. And when you write with it, you could really hear it. It has some nice little feedback here. Try to see if this comes through. Versus the Parker. I don't know if that really came through, but when you're writing with this, you can feel a sort of roughness, which is like a really nice feedback to have. And lastly, we have the Fisher. Again, the Space Pen. I feel like pretty much everyone's used this. More along the lines of the QuickFlow, but obviously I bought it in black by mistake, but you could see right here, this Visconti really has a more distinctive ink, if that comes through, and better lines to me, but there's not a huge variation between the three. So I would say if you want the best possible ink for your EDC pen, just, you know, go with the Space Pen. It really does get the job done. It writes nicely, it's indestructible, they last forever. If you want something really special, then go ahead and get that Smart Touch. Oops. And then lastly, the QuickFlow ink that comes with it is totally good enough. But my recommendation for just all round, never think about it again, write on anything, jotter writing would be the Space Pen refill. Thanks for watching.